joy can't be bought. No matter what a commercial will tell you on TV, joy is something deep-seated in your soul. It's not happiness. Happiness is based on circumstances. Sure, you can be happy when things are going your way, but when they're not, happiness just evaporates. And oftentimes we think we're pursuing joy when really we're just chasing down happiness. I want to tell you right out of the gate this morning that deep-seated joy through all of life can only be found in proper relationship to and with Jesus Christ. Let me explain what I mean. We're going to go back to talking about John the Baptist, who we've been covering over the last several videos. And in that, we've been talking about how John discovered who he was, and then once he knew who he was, then he figured out why he was. And continuing today, in one of John the Baptist's conversations, he makes it clear the manner in which joy is made complete in his life and ultimately in yours. John chapter 3, verse 29, the scripture says this: "The bride belongs to the bridegroom. The friend who attends the bridegroom waits and listens for him and is full of joy when he hears the bridegroom's voice." John goes on to say, "That joy is mine and is now complete." John the Baptist makes it very clear that Jesus is the bridegroom and John the Baptist is a friend of the bridegroom. Today, John would say something like this: "Hey, I'm Jesus' best man." So John the Baptist understands he's not the center of attention, he's second. Jesus is first. And notice how joy comes about and is fulfilled in John the Baptist's life. He says he waits and listens for him. And then when he hears the voice of Christ, that is the fulfillment of joy. And what that means for you and me today is this: we've got to ask a question. And the question is this: what position does Jesus hold in your life? Is he first? Is he the center of attention? John the Baptist understood that he was the best man. He was not the center. He's not the groom. He understood that he is the co-pilot, not the pilot. He understood that Jesus must be first in his life, that John is second. And that question, answering that question is, do you know that? For this is really the key to joy fulfillment. And when we do get that position right, the relationship to Jesus and with Jesus, when we get the position right, understanding he is the center and we are second, he is first and we are second, when we get that right, that puts us in the right frame of mind to listen for his voice. And then we are following Jesus, not leading Jesus. And when you hear his voice, when you slow your life down enough and you write that relationship and you hear his voice, there's a fulfillment and completeness of joy in your life. And again, too often we pursue things that won't last to obtain the short-lived happiness, which is just a replacement for joy. Because true joy is found in Jesus no matter what your circumstances are. When we slow down, we wait, and we listen for him. And when we hear his voice, we know that we belong to him and that joy is made deep-seated and complete in your life, no matter what your circumstances are. So let me ask you, is Jesus first in your life? Is he the groom and you are the best man? And if he is, have you slowed down enough in this life to listen for his voice? You see, joy truly is available to anyone that will humble themselves before Christ and listen for his voice.